Hey guys, happy Thursday. I hope everybody's having a good Thursday, getting ready for spring break. I just wanted to go over the reading lesson for Thursday so that you guys had it available on Friday to go ahead and look at that if you didn't get a chance to come on with us on the Zoom. So today we're going to be on page 234, and it's going to look like, oh, sorry, I forgot to share my screen. It's going to look like this. On page 234, we're going over a historical article called 30 Seconds of Fuel. So fuel is like another word for gas, and we use fuel for cars, you know, rocket ships, trucks, all that kind of stuff. So it's just another word for gas. So I'm going to go ahead and read the story, and then we're going to go back, or if you find some details in the story as I'm reading, that you can identify what structure the story is. Is it compare and contrast? Is it chronological? Is it problem and solution? So what text structure are they using in the story? So I'm going to go ahead and read the story. So it says, in July 1969, 3 astronauts blasted off for the moon. Their goal was not only to land on the moon, but also to walk on its surface. The journey from Earth to moon was quiet, and the astronauts were patient and calm during the trip. The landing, however, would be quite exciting. After getting near the moon, the landing ship, named Eagle, separated from the command ship. The command ship then remained in orbit around the moon. During the landing ship's descent to the moon, the astronaut flying the ship made an announcement. Astronaut Neil Armstrong said, "The Eagle has wings." He meant that the landing ship was flying well and doing its job. As the Eagle began its final approach, alarms sounded. By now, fuel was running low. Looking out the window, Armstrong realized the terrain was not good for landing. The problem was that it was rocky and dangerous. The landing site was supposed to be smooth. There was less than a minute of fuel left for landing. If they ran out, the Eagle would be forced to cancel its flight and go back to the command ship. Armstrong had to decide how to meet the challenge. Should he call off the landing, or should he look for another landing spot? He quickly chose to fly the ship to another area. Just seconds later, the ship landed in an area of the moon called the Sea of Tranquility. There was only about 30 seconds of fuel left. Armstrong announced, "The Eagle has landed." Sorry, I had to move my screen a little to be able to read. Okay, so if you go back into the story and you circle what the text structure is supposed to be, there are some clues in there. So the first clue that we would find would be problem was. So saying that there was a problem in the story is going to tell us that this text structure is problem and solution. So now we have to find what was the solution, or what clues helped us find the solution. So the clues were: decide how to meet the challenge, quickly chose, and ship landed. So those were the clues that the author gave us to help us figure out the problem and solution of this specific text structure. So if you look at the next page, 235, it says in paragraph 1 and 2, the author describes events in time order. What structure does the author use to present information in paragraphs 3 and 4? Does the author tells the order in which the events happened during the Eagle's attempt to land? B, the author explains a challenge Armstrong faced and how he solved it. C, the author tells what caused the Eagle to land and what happened as a result. Or D, the author compares and contrasts the events that happened before and after the Eagle landed. So our answer would be B. The author explains a challenge Armstrong faced and how he solved it, right? The challenge was he was supposed to land somewhere on the moon that was smooth, and where he was going to land was rocky and dangerous. So he had to figure out how he was going to solve that challenge. So in part B, it says which two sentences from the text best support the answer to A. So we're looking what supports the author explains a challenge Armstrong faced and how he solved it. So the first one would be B. The problem was that it was rocky and dangerous, right? Because that's the challenge. That's why the answer would be B. And the second one would be E. He quickly chose to fly the ship to another area. That's how he solved it. Okay, so that's why it goes with answer B up top. That's how he solved the problem of going somewhere that's going to be so dangerous. He chose to go to another area. And he had to choose quickly because he only had about 30 seconds of fuel left when he landed. So now we're going to turn to page 237. And we're going to use the chart to organize our ideas of problem and solution. So we know that the problem is the landing site was rocky and dangerous. So we've discussed that the landing site was rocky and dangerous. So what was the solution then? What did Neil Armstrong have to figure out once he saw that the landing site was rocky and dangerous? Armstrong quickly chose to fly the ship to another area. So he had to quickly choose what he was going to do. Was he going to go back, or was he going to try to find an area where he could actually land the Eagle? And he chose to quickly go to another area. So down here in our short response, it says, explain how the author prevents events that Neil Armstrong faced as he landed the Eagle on the moon. Include at least two details from the text to support your answer. So we know that it was problem and solution. So the author uses problem solution to give information about Armstrong landing the Eagle. He uses the phrase, the problem, and meet this challenge. So the problem is, and then he had to meet that challenge and find the solution. If you need to pause it so you guys have more time to write, go ahead and do that. If not, if I don't see you, have a great spring break. Don't forget that on Thursday slides, there's a activity that you can do over spring break if you want for extra credit. It's a book creator, so you create your own book about yourself, 3 interesting facts about yourself. I created one on there, so you could read mine if you want to see it. Also, if you do 5 iReady and 5 Reading Plus instead of 4 iReady and 4 Reading Plus, you get an extra bonus point towards any of your other points if you needed an extra point, or if you just wanted to get an extra bonus point for your grades, okay? So have a great time, and look at tomorrow's slides because we will have maybe some activities that we're going to do over spring break, okay? So have a great spring break, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.